Learn English through story. I know why the caged bird sings. Echoes of freedom, a journey of self-discovery. In the heart of a bustling city lies a tale of courage, resilience, and the pursuit of freedom. Echoes of freedom, a journey of self-discovery, invites you to embark on an odyssey with Sarah, a young woman who finds herself at a crossroads in life. As she grapples with the weight of expectations and the desire for authenticity, Sarah sets forth on a path of self-discovery that will test her in ways she never imagined. With each step she takes, Sarah unravels the layers of her own identity, confronting buried truths and embracing the power within her. Along the way, she encounters a diverse cast of characters who challenge her perceptions and offer guidance in unexpected ways. From the bustling streets of the city to the serenity of nature's embrace, Sarah's journey unfolds against a backdrop of vivid landscapes and poignant moments of introspection. Join Sarah as she navigates the complexities of love and loss, confronts her deepest fears, and ultimately finds the courage to embrace her own truth. Echoes of Freedom is a story of transformation and resilience, reminding us all that the path to freedom begins with the courage to listen to the echoes of our own hearts. The call of destiny. In the heart of the city, amidst the cacophony of sounds and the hustle of daily life, Sarah stood at a crossroads. The weight of expectation hung heavy upon her shoulders, suffocating her dreams with the burden of conformity. Yet, in the depths of her soul, a faint whisper beckoned her towards something more, something undefined yet tantalizingly real. As she gazed out at the sea of faces rushing past, Sarah felt a stirring within her, a yearning for adventure that tugged at the corners of her mind. For too long, she had followed the well-worn path laid out before her, never daring to stray beyond the boundaries of convention. But now, as the dawn broke on a new day, she felt a flicker of courage igniting within her, urging her to take that first step into the unknown. With a determined resolve, Sarah set forth into the bustling streets, each footfall echoing with the rhythm of her racing heart. With each passing moment, the familiar sights and sounds of the city began to fade into the background, replaced by a sense of exhilaration and anticipation for what lay ahead. As she ventured further from the familiar confines of her daily routine, Sarah felt a sense of liberation wash over her, as if shedding the shackles of expectation that had bound her for so long. With each step she took, she felt herself drawing closer to the essence of her true self, unfettered by the constraints of society's norms. And so, with a newfound sense of purpose coursing through her veins, Sarah embraced the call of destiny that echoed within her soul, knowing that the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges and obstacles, but also with the promise of discovery and transformation. Into the unknown, with each step Sarah took, the cityscape gradually transformed into a mosaic of unfamiliar sights and sounds. Tall skyscrapers gave way to quaint cobblestone streets lined with charming boutiques and cafes. The air was imbued with the scent of freshly baked bread and exotic spices, a far cry from the sterile atmosphere of the corporate world she had left behind. As Sarah wandered deeper into the labyrinthine streets, she found herself drawn to a small bookstore nestled between two towering buildings. The sign above the entrance bore the name, The Enchanted Quill, its elegant script beckoning her inside with an irresistible allure. Stepping through the doorway, Sarah was enveloped in the cozy embrace of bookshelves laden with volumes of every shape and size. The air was thick with the musty scent of old paper, and the soft glow of lamplight cast a warm, inviting aura over the space. lost in the sea of literary treasures. Sarah felt a sense of wonder wash over her, as if she had stumbled upon a hidden sanctuary in the heart of the city. With each book she plucked from the shelves, she felt a connection to worlds beyond her own, each page offering a glimpse into the infinite possibilities of the human imagination. As she meandered through the aisles, her fingers trailing over the spines of forgotten classics and beloved bestsellers alike, Sarah sensed that she had stumbled upon something more than just a bookstore. It was as if the walls themselves pulsed with an energy that whispered of ancient secrets and untold stories waiting to be discovered. At last, Sarah found herself standing before a shelf marked Journeys of the Soul, its contents a tantalizing array of mystical tales and spiritual odysseys. With trembling hands, she reached out and selected a book at random, its cover adorned with intricate symbols and arcane sigils. As she flipped through the pages, words leapt out at her like sparks from a flame, each sentence resonating with a truth that seemed to echo the depths of her own soul. It was as if the book had been written specifically for her, a roadmap for the journey she had only just begun. With a sense of awe and reverence, Sarah tucked the book under her arm and made her way to the counter, where a kindly old man with twinkling eyes awaited her. As he rang up her purchase, he offered her a knowing smile, as if he too sensed the significance of the moment. As Sarah stepped back out into the bustling street, the weight of the book in her hands felt like a talisman, a symbol of the newfound courage and conviction that burned within her. With each passing moment, she felt herself drawing closer to the truth that awaited her, ready to embrace whatever lay on the other side of the unknown. Embracing change, back in her small apartment, Sarah sat at her cluttered desk, the book from the enchanted quill lying open before her. The words on the pages seemed to dance in the lamplight, beckoning her to delve deeper into their mysteries. With a sense of anticipation tingling in her veins, Sarah began to read, her mind soaring on the wings of imagination as the author's words painted vivid pictures of distant lands and ancient rites. Each chapter unveiled new layers of wisdom and insight, guiding her on a journey of self-discovery that transcended the boundaries of time and space. As the hours slipped away, Sarah lost herself in the labyrinth of the book's pages, the outside world fading into insignificance as she delved deeper into the recesses of her own soul. With each revelation, she felt a sense of clarity and purpose blossoming within her like a flower, unfurling its petals to the sun. But amidst the exhilaration of her newfound understanding, Sarah also felt a twinge of uncertainty gnawing at the edges of her consciousness. For with every truth she unearthed, she was forced to confront the reality of the life she had left behind, and the challenges that lay ahead on the path to transformation. It was a daunting prospect, to be sure, to step out into the unknown and embrace the winds of change that threatened to upend everything she had ever known. Yet deep down, Sarah knew that she could no longer deny the call of destiny that pulsed within her, urging her to shed the shackles of fear and embrace the boundless possibilities that awaited her on the other side. With a newfound resolve burning in her chest, Sarah closed the book and rose from her desk, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage and determination. For she knew that true freedom could only be found by embracing the ever-changing currents of life and trusting in the journey to lead her where she was meant to be. Trials and tribulations. As Sarah ventured further along her path of self-discovery, she soon encountered obstacles and trials that tested her newfound resolve. Each challenge she faced seemed designed to push her to her limits, to force her to confront her deepest fears and insecurities head-on. 8. At times, it felt as though the weight of the world was bearing down upon her, threatening to crush her beneath its relentless onslaught. Doubt gnawed at the edges of her mind, whispering words of discouragement and despair. But with each setback, Sarah found herself digging deeper into the reservoirs of strength and resilience that lay within her, refusing to be defeated by the trials that sought to break her spirit. One particularly difficult moment came when Sarah was faced with a decision that would determine the course of her future. A lucrative job offer presented her with the opportunity for financial stability and security, yet she found herself hesitating, her heart pulling her in a different direction entirely. For deep down, Sarah knew that the path to true fulfillment lay not in the pursuit of material wealth or societal validation, but in following the whispers of her own heart and honoring the truth that resonated within her soul. And so, with a sense of trepidation mingled with determination, she turned her back on the allure of comfort and stability, choosing instead to forge her own path, no matter how uncertain or perilous it may be. It was a decision that would test her in ways she never imagined, pushing her to her limits and forcing her to confront the harsh realities of life outside the confines of convention. But with each step she took along the winding road of destiny, Sarah felt a sense of liberation and empowerment wash over her, as she embraced the challenges that lay ahead with courage and conviction, for she knew that true freedom could only be found by facing the trials and tribulations of life with an open heart and an unwavering spirit, trusting in the journey to lead her to the destination she was meant to reach. And though the road ahead may be long and fraught with peril, Sarah walked it with her head held high, knowing that with each step, she drew closer to the fulfillment of her deepest desires and the realization of her most cherished dreams. The power within, amidst the chaos and uncertainty of her journey, Sarah discovered a wellspring of strength and resilience that she never knew existed within her. It was a power born not of brute force or external validation, but of an unwavering belief in her own inherent worth and potential. With each challenge she overcame, Sarah felt the flames of determination burning ever brighter within her, igniting a fire of passion and purpose that fueled her every step forward. No longer bound by the limitations of self-doubt or insecurity, she embraced the boundless possibilities of her own potential, ready to harness the power within her to shape her own destiny. But as Sarah soon discovered, true empowerment came not from conquering others or bending the world to her will, but from embracing the interconnectedness of all things and recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every living being. It was a lesson she learned in the most unexpected of places, amidst the quiet solitude of a secluded forest glade, as she sat beneath the dappled shade of ancient trees, listening to the gentle whisper of the wind through the leaves. Sarah felt a sense of peace and serenity wash over her, as if the very essence of the earth itself was reaching out to embrace her. In that moment, she understood that true power lay not in domination or control, but in connection and collaboration. And so, with a newfound sense of purpose burning in her heart, Sarah vowed to use her gifts not to further her own ambitions, but to uplift and empower those around her, to be a beacon of light in a world too often shrouded in darkness. With each passing day, Sarah felt the power within her growing stronger, as she embraced her role as a force for positive change in the world. And though the road ahead would undoubtedly be fraught with challenges and obstacles, she walked it with a sense of confidence and grace, secure in the knowledge that with the power within her, she could overcome anything that stood in her way, allies and adversaries. As Sarah's journey of self-discovery continued, she encountered a diverse cast of characters who would shape her path in ways she never could have imagined. Some became trusted allies, offering guidance and support as she navigated the challenges of her quest. Others proved to be formidable adversaries, testing her resolve and forcing her to confront the shadows that lurked within her own soul. Among her allies was a wise mentor named Master Lee, a venerable sage who had dedicated his life to the pursuit of knowledge and enlightenment. Under his tutelage, Sarah learned the ancient arts of meditation and mindfulness, honing her mind and spirit to a razor's edge as she sought to unlock the secrets of the universe. But not all who crossed Sarah's path had her best interests at heart. Along the way, she encountered a cunning adversary named Lord Blackwood, a powerful sorcerer who sought to bend the forces of nature to his will for his own selfish gain. With his dark magic and sinister machinations, he sought to thwart Sarah at every turn, sending wave after wave of minions and monsters to hinder her progress. Yet for all his power and cunning, Lord Blackwood underestimated the strength and resilience of his adversary. With each encounter, Sarah grew stronger and more determined, drawing upon the lessons of her journey to overcome the obstacles he placed in her path. And though the road ahead was fraught with peril, she faced it with a steely resolve, knowing that with her allies by her side and the power within her heart, she could overcome even the darkest of challenges. For Sarah understood that in the crucible of adversity, true character was forged, and that it was only by facing her fears and confronting her enemies that she could ever hope to fulfill her destiny. And so, with her allies at her back and her adversaries at her heels, she pressed forward, ready to confront whatever trials lay ahead with courage and conviction, unraveling secrets. In her quest for self-discovery, Sarah found herself drawn deeper into the labyrinth of mysteries that surrounded her. Each twist and turn of the path revealed new secrets and hidden truths, inviting her to delve deeper into the heart of the unknown. One such mystery came in the form of an ancient scroll, discovered tucked away in the dusty archives of a forgotten temple. Its faded parchment bore cryptic symbols and inscriptions that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, hinting at untold secrets waiting to be revealed. With trembling hands, Sarah unfurled the scroll and began to decipher its arcane writings, her mind racing with anticipation at the prospect of unlocking the wisdom contained within. But as she delved deeper into its mysteries, she soon realized that the scroll held more than just esoteric knowledge. It held the key to unlocking the secrets of her own past. For woven into the fabric of the scroll's ancient text were clues and symbols that spoke to Sarah's own lineage, hinting at a legacy that stretched back through the annals of time. With each revelation, she felt a sense of awe and wonder wash over her, as she began to piece together the fragments of her own identity like a puzzle slowly coming together. But the more Sarah learned, the more questions arose, each revelation leading her further down the rabbit hole of uncertainty and doubt. Who was she, really? And what role did she play in the grand tapestry of destiny? With each passing day, the answers seemed to slip further from her grasp, like grains of sand slipping through her fingers. Yet even in the face of uncertainty, Sarah pressed on, driven by a relentless curiosity and a burning desire to uncover the truth that lay at the heart of her existence. For she knew that only by unraveling the secrets of her past Could she ever hope to find peace and fulfillment in the present, and to chart a course for the future that was truly her own? Facing fears, as Sarah delved deeper into the mysteries of her past, she found herself confronted with the shadows that lurked within her own soul. Long-buried fears and insecurities rose to the surface, threatening to engulf her in a tidal wave of doubt and despair. But Sarah refused to be cowed by the specters of her past. With steely determination, she faced her fears head-on, confronting the demons that haunted her with courage and conviction. One such fear was the fear of failure, a nagging voice in the back of her mind that whispered words of doubt and self-recrimination. But as Sarah soon discovered, failure was not the end, but merely a stepping stone on the path to success. With each setback she encountered, she learned valuable lessons that served to strengthen her resolve and sharpen her focus, propelling her ever closer to her goals. Another fear that Sarah grappled with was the fear of rejection, of being judged and found wanting by those around her. But she soon came to realize that true validation could only come from within, from a deep-seated belief in her own worth and potential. And so, she cast aside the shackles of external validation and embraced her true self, flaws and all, knowing that her worth was not determined by the opinions of others. But perhaps the greatest fear that Sarah faced was the fear of the unknown, of venturing into uncharted territory without a map or guide to light the way. Yet she soon discovered that it was precisely in the unknown that the greatest opportunities for growth and discovery lay, waiting to be seized by those bold enough to reach out and grasp them. With each fear she conquered, Sarah felt a weight lifted from her shoulders, as if chains that had bound her for so long were finally falling away, freeing her to embrace the boundless possibilities of her own potential. And though the road ahead was still fraught with uncertainty, she walked it with a newfound sense of confidence and purpose, knowing that with each step forward, she grew stronger and more resilient, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage and conviction. A glimmer of hope amidst the trials and tribulations of her journey. Sarah began to catch glimpses of a glimmer of hope shining in the darkness. It was a faint spark at first, barely visible amidst the tumult of her tumultuous quest, but with each passing day, it grew brighter and more radiant, illuminating the path ahead with its warm and comforting glow. One such glimmer of hope came in the form of a chance encounter with a kindred spirit, a fellow traveler on the road of self-discovery. Their meeting was brief but profound, a fleeting moment of connection that left an indelible mark on Sarah's heart. Through their shared stories and experiences, Sarah came to realize that she was not alone on her journey, that there were others out there who faced similar struggles and challenges, and who, like her, were searching for meaning and purpose in a world fraught with uncertainty. In the midst of their conversations, Sarah found solace and strength, as if the weight of the world had been lifted from her shoulders, if only for a fleeting moment. For in the presence of her newfound friend, she felt a sense of kinship and understanding that transcended the barriers of time and space, reminding her that no matter how dark the night may seem, there was always a glimmer of hope waiting to light the way. But the greatest glimmer of hope came from within, from the depths of Sarah's own heart and soul, for amidst the chaos and confusion of her journey, she discovered a reservoir of resilience and determination that she never knew existed, a wellspring of hope that buoyed her spirits even in the darkest of times. With each passing day, Sarah felt the glimmer of hope within her grow stronger and more radiant, a beacon of light guiding her through the stormy seas of uncertainty. and though the road ahead was still long and arduous, she walked it with a renewed sense of purpose and determination, knowing that as long as she held onto that glimmer of hope, she could weather any storm that came her way. Bonds of friendship. As Sarah journeyed further along her path of self-discovery, she found herself surrounded by a tapestry of friendships, woven from the threads of shared experiences and mutual understanding. Each bond she forged along the way served to strengthen her resolve and bolster her spirits, reminding her that she was never truly alone in her quest. One such friendship blossomed unexpectedly during a chance encounter with a fellow traveler at a roadside inn. Their initial meeting was marked by a shared smile and a simple exchange of pleasantries. But as they sat together by the fire, swapping stories and sharing laughter, Sarah felt a connection spark between them like a flame igniting in the darkness. With each passing day, their friendship grew deeper and more meaningful, as they opened their hearts to one another and shared the joys and sorrows of their respective journeys. In the presence of her newfound friend, Sarah felt a sense of comfort and belonging that she had long yearned for, as if she had finally found a kindred spirit to walk alongside her on the road of life. But as their friendship flourished, so too did the challenges they faced together. From perilous encounters with bandits and beasts to moments of doubt and despair, Sarah and her friend stood by each other's side, offering support and encouragement when it was needed most. And through it all, their bond only grew stronger, forged in the crucible of adversity and tempered by the fires of shared experience. For Sarah understood that true friendship was not just about sharing good times and laughter, but about being there for one another through the darkest of nights and the fiercest of storms. As they continued on their journey, Sarah and her friend faced many trials and tribulations together. But with each challenge they overcame, their friendship emerged stronger and more resilient than ever before. And though the road ahead was still long and uncertain, they walked it hand in hand, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could weather any storm that came their way. Confronting the past. In the depths of her quest for self-discovery, Sarah found herself confronted by the ghosts of her past, haunting specters that lurked in the shadows of her subconscious, waiting to be confronted and laid to rest. One such ghost was the memory of a long-forgotten trauma, a wound buried deep within Sarah's psyche that had festered and grown with the passing of time. For years, she had tried to bury the pain of her past beneath a veneer of strength and resilience, but now, faced with the harsh realities of her journey, she could no longer ignore the echoes of her own suffering. With trembling hands and a heavy heart, Sarah delved into the recesses of her memories, confronting the demons that had haunted her for so long with courage and determination. It was a painful process, fraught with tears and anguish, but with each step she took towards healing, she felt a weight lifting from her shoulders, as if the chains that had bound her for so long were finally falling away. Through therapy and introspection, Sarah began to unravel the tangled web of emotions that had ensnared her for so long, untangling the knots of fear and shame that had held her captive for years. And as she confronted the painful truths of her past, she began to understand that true healing could only come from facing her demons head-on, and reclaiming her power from the darkness that had once threatened to consume her. But confronting the past was not just about facing her own inner demons, it was also about making peace with those who had wronged her, forgiving them for the pain they had caused and releasing the burden of resentment that had weighed heavily on her heart for so long. With each act of forgiveness, Sarah felt a sense of liberation wash over her, as if the walls that had confined her for so long were finally crumbling to dust. And though the scars of her past would always remain, she knew that they no longer held the power to define her, for she had emerged from the crucible of her suffering stronger and more resilient than ever before. The path to redemption. As Sarah continued her journey of self-discovery, she found herself on a path towards redemption, a journey towards forgiveness and healing that would lead her to confront the shadows of her past and emerge into the light of a brighter future. One of the most profound moments on Sarah's path to redemption came when she was faced with the opportunity to confront those who had wronged her in the past. Though the prospect was daunting, she knew that true healing could only come from facing her demons head-on and finding the strength to forgive. With a heart heavy with trepidation but filled with resolve, Sarah sought out those who had caused her pain, determined to confront them and lay the ghosts of her past to rest. It was a difficult and emotionally charged process, fraught with tears and recriminations, but with each word spoken and each wound addressed, Sarah felt a sense of liberation wash over her, as if the burden of resentment that had weighed heavily on her heart for so long was finally lifting. But redemption was not just about forgiving others. It was also about forgiving herself, for too long Sarah had carried the weight of her own perceived failures and shortcomings, blaming herself for the pain she had endured and the mistakes she had made along the way. But as she journeyed deeper into the recesses of her own soul, Sarah began to understand that true forgiveness could only come from within, from a place of self-love and acceptance that transcended the boundaries of shame and guilt. And so, with each passing day, she learned to be gentle with herself, to embrace her flaws and imperfections as an integral part of her journey, and to trust in the process of growth and transformation that was unfolding within her. And as she walked the path to redemption, Sarah felt a sense of peace and wholeness settle over her, as if the fractured pieces of her soul were finally coming together to form a complete and radiant whole. And though the road ahead was still uncertain, she walked it with a newfound sense of purpose and clarity, knowing that with each step forward, she was moving closer towards the redemption she so desperately sought. Illuminating truths. As Sarah's journey of self-discovery neared its zenith, she found herself on the brink of a profound revelation, a truth so profound and illuminating that it would forever alter the course of her life. The revelation came during a moment of quiet reflection, as Sarah sat beneath the canopy of a starlit sky, the gentle rustle of the wind through the trees serving as a soothing backdrop to her thoughts. In that moment of stillness, the veil that had shrouded her mind for so long was lifted, and she was granted a glimpse into the depths of her own soul. What she saw there was a reflection of her true self, unencumbered by the masks and pretenses that she had worn for so long. It was a self imbued with a sense of purpose and clarity, a beacon of light shining amidst the darkness of doubt and uncertainty. With a sense of awe and wonder, Sarah embraced the truth of her own existence, knowing that she was so much more than the sum of her past mistakes and failures. For in the depths of her soul, she discovered a wellspring of strength and resilience that had been there all along, waiting to be unleashed upon the world. And as she basked in the warm glow of self-discovery, Sarah realized that true fulfillment could only come from living in alignment with her authentic self, from following the whispers of her own heart and embracing the path that was uniquely hers. With a renewed sense of purpose burning in her chest, Sarah stepped forward into the light of a new dawn, ready to embrace the boundless possibilities of her own potential. And though the road ahead would undoubtedly be fraught with challenges and obstacles. She walked it with a sense of confidence and conviction, knowing that with the truth of her own existence as her guide, she could overcome anything that stood in her way. Resilience and resolve, armed with the newfound clarity of her purpose and the strength of her convictions, Sarah embarked on the final leg of her journey with a sense of resilience and resolve that bordered on invincibility. No longer daunted by the challenges that lay ahead, she faced each obstacle with unwavering determination, drawing upon the depths of her inner strength to overcome whatever trials came her way. And though the road was fraught with peril, Sarah pressed on, her footsteps echoing with the steady rhythm of her resolve. For she knew that true victory lay not in the absence of struggle, but in the courage to face adversity head-on and emerge stronger on the other side. Along the way, Sarah encountered many who sought to deter her from her path, to extinguish the spark of her ambition and crush her dreams beneath the weight of their own insecurities. But with each encounter, she stood firm in the face of opposition, refusing to be swayed by the doubts and fears of others. For Sarah had come too far to turn back now, too invested in the journey to let anything stand in her way. And though the road ahead was long and winding, she walked it with a sense of purpose and determination, knowing that with each step forward, she drew closer to the fulfillment of her deepest desires and the realization of her most cherished dreams. And so, with her eyes fixed firmly on the horizon and her heart ablaze with the fires of determination, Sarah pressed onward, ready to conquer whatever challenges lay ahead and emerge triumphant on the other side. For she knew that true victory belonged not to the swift or the strong, but to those who dared to dream and had the courage to pursue those dreams with unwavering resolve. Embracing the future, as Sarah approached the culmination of her journey, she stood on the threshold of a new beginning, poised to step into the bright and promising future that awaited her. Gazing out at the horizon, she felt a sense of excitement and anticipation bubbling within her, as if the very air round her crackled with the energy of possibility. For the trials and tribulations of her journey had forged her into a stronger, wiser version of herself, ready to embrace whatever challenges and adventures lay ahead with open arms. With each step she took, Sarah felt a sense of liberation wash over her, as if the weight of the world had been lifted from her shoulders, leaving her free to soar to new heights of achievement and fulfillment. No longer bound by the constraints of her past, or the limitations of her own self-doubt, she stood tall and proud, ready to seize the opportunities that awaited her with courage and confidence. And as she looked back on the winding road that had brought her to this moment, Sarah felt a swell of gratitude in her heart for all that she had experienced and learned along the way. For though the journey had been long and arduous, it had also been filled with moments of joy and wonder, of growth and discovery that had shaped her into the person she had become. With a smile on her lips and a sparkle in her eyes, Sarah took a deep breath and stepped forward into the unknown, ready to embrace the adventure of a lifetime with all the courage and enthusiasm she could muster. For she knew that no matter what the future held, she was ready to face it head-on, secure in the knowledge that she had the strength and resilience to overcome whatever obstacles came her way. And so, with a heart full of hope and a spirit unbound by fear, Sarah embarked on the next chapter of her journey with a sense of excitement and anticipation, eager to see where the winds of destiny would carry her next. For she knew that the best was yet to come, and that the future held infinite possibilities for those brave enough to chase their dreams. the call of adventure. As Sarah ventured forth into the unknown, she felt the thrill of adventure coursing through her veins like a wild river, rushing towards the sea. Each step she took carried her further from the familiar comforts of home and deeper into the heart of the untamed wilderness that stretched out before her. With each passing mile, Sarah felt a sense of exhilaration building within her, as if she were on the cusp of discovering something extraordinary just beyond the horizon. And though the path ahead was fraught with uncertainty and danger, she pressed on with a sense of determination and purpose that burned like a beacon in the darkness, for Sarah understood that true adventure lay not in the destination, but in the journey itself, in the moments of triumph and defeat, of joy and sorrow, that shaped the very fabric of her being. And so, with each new obstacle she encountered, she faced it with courage and resolve, knowing that each challenge was an opportunity to grow and evolve into the person she was meant to be. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Sarah's journey took her to places she had never dreamed possible. From the towering peaks of snow-capped mountains to the lush green valleys below, along the way, she encountered a myriad of characters and creatures, each with their own stories to tell and lessons to impart. And through it all, Sarah embraced the call of adventure with open arms, knowing that each new experience brought her one step closer to realizing her fullest potential and discovering the true meaning of life itself. For in the crucible of adventure, she found not just excitement and thrills, but a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her, realization that every step of the journey was a gift to be cherished and savored, no matter where it may lead. Trials of the wilderness. As Sarah journeyed deeper into the heart of the wilderness, she encountered trials that tested her strength, resilience, and resourcefulness like never before. Each new challenge presented itself as an opportunity for growth, pushing her to dig deep within herself to find the courage and determination needed to overcome. One such trial came in the form of a treacherous mountain pass, where Sarah found herself facing icy winds and perilous cliffs that threatened to send her tumbling into the abyss below. With each step, she battled the elements and her own fear, drawing upon her inner reserves of strength to press forward in the face of adversity. But the wilderness held more than just physical challenges. It also tested Sarah's mental and emotional fortitude in ways she never could have imagined. Alone in the vast expanse of nature, she was forced to confront her deepest fears and insecurities, grappling with feelings of loneliness and self-doubt that threatened to consume her. Yet with each passing day, Sarah found solace in the beauty and majesty of the natural world around her, drawing strength from the towering trees, the rushing rivers, and the starlit skies above. And as she learned to embrace the silence and solitude of the wilderness, she discovered a newfound sense of peace and serenity that filled her soul with a quiet contentment. But perhaps the greatest trial of all came when Sarah found herself face to face with a formidable adversary, a fierce predator, whose hunger knew no bounds. In a heart-pounding moment of survival, she fought tooth and nail to defend herself against the beast, drawing upon every ounce of courage and cunning she possessed to emerge victorious from the encounter. And though the trials of the wilderness were many and varied, Sarah faced each one with unwavering determination and resilience, knowing that with each challenge she overcame, she grew stronger and more capable of conquering whatever obstacles lay ahead on her journey. Discoveries in solitude. Alone in the vast expanse of the wilderness, Sarah found herself confronted with the profound beauty of solitude. far from the distractions of civilization. She discovered a deep sense of peace and serenity that permeated her very being, as if the silence itself whispered secrets of the universe into her soul. In the quiet stillness of the forest, Sarah found solace in the rhythm of her own breath and the beating of her heart, each moment a meditation on the wonders of existence. With each passing day, she grew more attuned to the subtle nuances of nature, the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the chirping of birds at dawn, the gentle patter of rain on the forest floor. And as she wandered through the wilderness, Sarah uncovered hidden treasures tucked away in the most unexpected of places. From hidden waterfalls cascading down moss-covered cliffs, to secluded meadows carpeted with wild flowers, each discovery filled her with a sense of wonder and awe, as if she were glimpsing a glimpse of paradise itself. But amidst the beauty of her surroundings, Sarah also found herself confronting the depths of her own soul. Alone with her thoughts and feelings, she delved into the recesses of her mind, confronting the demons that had long haunted her with courage and determination. In the solitude of the wilderness, Sarah discovered a newfound sense of clarity and purpose that had eluded her in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Freed from the expectations and judgments of others, she embraced her true self with open arms, flaws and all, knowing that true fulfillment could only come from living in alignment with her deepest desires and values. And as she journeyed deeper into the wilderness, Sarah felt a sense of gratitude welling up within her, a deep appreciation for the beauty and majesty of the natural world, and for the opportunity to embark on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. For in the solitude of the wilderness, she found not just a place of refuge, but a sanctuary for her soul, a sacred space where she could commune with the divine and find peace in the midst of chaos. Reflections at sunset, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow across the sky, Sarah found herself pausing to reflect on the journey that had brought her to this moment. Sitting atop a rocky outcrop, overlooking a vast expanse of wilderness, she allowed herself to bask in the warm embrace of the fading light, savoring the beauty of the world around. In the tranquil stillness of the evening, Sarah found herself immersed in a deep sense of gratitude for all that she had experienced and learned along the way, from the challenges and triumphs to the moments of quiet contemplation. Each step of her journey had shaped her into the person she was meant to be, guiding her towards a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. As she gazed out at the landscape spread out before her, Sarah felt a profound sense of connection to the natural world, as if she were a part of something much larger and more expansive than herself. In that moment, she understood that true fulfillment could only come from embracing the interconnectedness of all things, from recognizing the inherent beauty and worth of every living being. And as the colors of the sunset deepened into hues of orange and purple, Sarah felt a sense of peace settle over her, quiet contentment that filled her soul with a sense of purpose and belonging. For she knew that no matter where the journey may lead, she would always carry with her the lessons and memories of her time in the wilderness, guiding her towards a future filled with promise and possibility. With a smile on her lips and a heart full of gratitude, Sarah watched as the last rays of sunlight disappeared below the horizon, knowing that with each new dawn, a new adventure awaited her, and that the journey of self-discovery was a never-ending quest for truth and enlightenment. The return home, as the final chapter of her journey unfolded, Sarah found herself drawn back towards the familiar comforts of home, her heart filled with a bittersweet mixture of nostalgia and anticipation, though she had journeyed far and wide, exploring the depths of the wilderness and the recesses of her own soul. She knew that the time had come to return to the world she had left behind. With each step homeward, Sarah reflected on all that she had learned and experienced during her time away. She carried with her the lessons of resilience and perseverance gained from facing the challenges of the wilderness, as well as the wisdom and insight gleaned from moments of quiet reflection and introspection. But perhaps most importantly, Sarah carried with her a renewed sense of purpose and passion, a burning desire to make a positive impact on the world around her, and to live her life in alignment with her deepest values and aspiration. As she approached the familiar sights and sounds of home, Sarah felt a sense of excitement building within her, like a child eagerly awaiting the opening of a long-awaited gift. For she knew that the journey she had embarked upon had not only changed her, but had also prepared her for the next chapter of her life, a chapter filled with new adventures, new challenges, and new opportunities for growth and transformation. And so, with a heart full of gratitude for the journey she had undertaken and the experiences she had shared, Sarah stepped across the threshold of home, ready to embrace the future with open arms and a sense of wonder and possibility. For she knew that no matter where life may lead her, she would always carry with her the lessons and memories of her journey, guiding her towards a future filled with hope, purpose, and fulfillment. Embracing new beginnings, as Sarah settled back into the rhythm of everyday life, she found herself embracing the new beginnings that awaited her with a sense of excitement and enthusiasm. Each day brought with it the promise of new adventures and opportunities, as well as the chance to put into practice the lessons she had learned during her journey of self-discovery. With a renewed sense of purpose and determination, Sarah approached her daily tasks with a fresh perspective, finding joy and fulfillment in even the simplest of activities. Whether it was tending to her garden, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing her passions and interests, she approached each moment with mindfulness and gratitude, knowing that every experience held the potential for growth and transformation. And as she navigated the ups and downs of everyday life, Sarah found herself drawing upon the strength and resilience she had cultivated during her time in the wilderness. No longer afraid to face the challenges that came her way, she tackled them head-on with confidence and grace, knowing that she had the power within her to overcome any obstacle that stood in her path. But perhaps the most profound change that Sarah experienced was in her relationships with others. Freed from the constraints of her own insecurities and fears, she approached her interactions with a newfound sense of authenticity and vulnerability, allowing herself to connect with others on a deeper level than ever before. And as she opened herself up to the possibilities of love and connection, Sarah found her world expanding in ways she had never imagined. From deepening friendships to blossoming romances, she discovered that true fulfillment lay not in the pursuit of external achievements, but in the cultivation of meaningful connections with others. As she looked back on her journey, Sarah marveled at how far she had come and how much she had grown since setting out into the wilderness so many months ago. And though the road ahead was still uncertain, she walked it with a sense of confidence and purpose, knowing that with each new beginning came the opportunity to create a life filled with joy, meaning, and purpose. Sharing the journey, inspired by her own transformation, Sarah felt compelled to share her journey with others, knowing that her experiences could offer hope and inspiration to those who were struggling to find their own path in life. With a heart full of compassion and a desire to make a difference, Sarah reached out to those in her community who were in need, offering a helping hand and a listening ear to those who needed it most. Whether it was volunteering at a local shelter, mentoring at-risk youth, or simply lending a supportive shoulder to a friend in need, she sought to make a positive impact on the lives of those around her. And as she shared her own story of growth and resilience, Sarah found that she was not alone in her struggles. Many of those she encountered had faced similar challenges and obstacles on their own journey towards self-discovery, and they found solace in knowing that they were not alone in their struggles. Through her words and actions, Sarah sought to instill hope and courage in others, showing them that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a glimmer of light waiting to guide them towards a brighter tomorrow. And as she witnessed the transformative power of her own story, Sarah realized that her journey was not just about her own personal growth and fulfillment, but about the impact she could have on the world around her. For in sharing her journey with others, she had the opportunity to create a ripple effect of positivity and change that would echo far beyond the boundaries of her own life. And so, with a sense of purpose and determination, Sarah continued to share her story with the world, knowing that her experiences had the power to inspire others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and transformation. And as she watched those around her embrace their own potential and pursue their dreams with renewed vigor, she knew that her journey had been worth every step. Cultivating gratitude amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life, Sarah made a conscious effort to cultivate gratitude in every moment, recognizing the beauty and blessings that surrounded her each day. From the warmth of the morning sun on her face to the laughter of children playing in the park, Sarah found joy in the simple pleasures of life, embracing each moment with a sense of wonder and appreciation. But perhaps the greatest source of gratitude for Sarah was the journey itself, the winding path of self-discovery and growth that had led her to this moment. For in the challenges and triumphs, the setbacks and successes, she had found a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her, and for that, she was truly grateful. With each passing day, Sarah's heart swelled with gratitude for the abundance of love and support that surrounded her, the unwavering encouragement of friends and family, the kindness of strangers, and the countless blessings that filled her life with joy and fulfillment. And as she counted her blessings each night before bed, Sarah felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over her, knowing that no matter what tomorrow may bring, she was rich in the things that truly mattered: the love of those she held dear, the beauty of the natural world, and the opportunity to live each day with purpose and intention. Through the practice of gratitude, Sarah found that even in the darkest of times, there was always something to be thankful for, a glimmer of light shining amidst the shadows, reminding her that even in the midst of adversity, there is always hope. And so, with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit filled with joy, Sarah embraced each new day with open arms, knowing that with each moment of thankfulness, she was sowing the seeds of happiness and fulfillment that would continue to blossom and grow for years to come. Embracing change, as Sarah journeyed further along her path of self-discovery, she came to understand the inherent nature of change, the ebb and flow of life, that brought with it both challenges and opportunities for growth. With each passing day, Sarah found herself confronted with new experiences and unexpected twists and turns in the road ahead, and though change could be daunting at times, she embraced it with open arms, knowing that it was through embracing the unknown that she would truly come to know herself. In the face of uncertainty, Sarah drew upon the lessons she had learned during her journey, the importance of resilience, adaptability, and the willingness to step outside of her comfort zone. And as she navigated the ever-changing landscape of her life, she did so with a sense of grace and courage, knowing that with each new challenge came the opportunity for growth and transformation. But perhaps the most profound change of all came from within. As Sarah continued to evolve and grow into the person she was meant to be, with each new experience, she discovered new facets of herself, strengths she never knew she possessed, passions she never knew existed, and a sense of purpose that filled her with a deep sense of fulfillment. And as she looked back on the journey that had brought her to this moment, Sarah marveled at how far she had come and how much she had grown since setting out into the wilderness so many months ago. For in embracing change, she had discovered the true essence of life itself, a journey of growth, discovery, and endless possibility. With a heart full of gratitude for the lessons of the past, and a spirit filled with excitement for the adventures that lay ahead, Sarah embraced each new day with open arms, knowing that with each step forward, she was stepping into the boundless potential of her own future. The power of connection. As Sarah continued on her journey of self-discovery, she came to realize the profound impact of human connection on her life. Through the bonds forged with friends, family, and even strangers, she found strength, support, and a sense of belonging that enriched her journey in ways she could never have imagined. In the warmth of a hug from a loved one, Sarah found solace and comfort during times of struggle and uncertainty. In the laughter shared with friends, she found joy and camaraderie that lifted her spirits and brightened her days. And in the kindness of strangers, she found unexpected moments of grace and compassion that restored her faith in humanity. But perhaps most importantly, Sarah discovered the transformative power of vulnerability, the willingness to open her heart and share her true self with others, flaws and all. In doing so, she found that her connections with others deepened and flourished, creating a web of love and support that sustained her through even the darkest of times. Through her connections with others, Sarah learned that true strength lies not in isolation, but in the willingness to lean on others for support and guidance when needed. And as she opened herself up to the richness of human connection, she found her journey enriched in ways she could never have imagined. With each new connection forged, Sarah felt her heart expand with love and gratitude, knowing that she was never truly alone on her journey. And as she looked to the future with hope and excitement, she knew that the power of connection would continue to light her path and guide her towards a future filled with love, laughter, and endless possibility. Finding purpose in the depths of her journey, Sarah unearthed a profound sense of purpose that pulsed within her like a beacon in the night. It was a calling that stirred her soul and ignited a fire within her heart, a deep-seated knowing that she was meant for something greater than herself. With each passing day, Sarah felt the pull of her purpose growing stronger, urging her to step boldly into the world and make a difference in the lives of those around her. It was a calling that whispered to her in quiet moments of reflection and shouted to her from the mountain tops of her dreams, a reminder that her life held meaning and significance far beyond the confines of her own existence. But as Sarah delved deeper into the depths of her purpose, she found that it was not just about achieving external success or accolades. It was about living in alignment with her deepest values and aspiration, and using her unique gifts and talents to make a positive impact on the world around her. And so, with a sense of clarity and conviction burning in her chest, Sarah set out to fulfill her purpose with all the passion and determination she could muster. Whether it was through acts of kindness and compassion, pursuing her creative passions, or advocating for causes she believed in, she embraced her purpose with open arms, knowing that it was through living her truth that she would find true fulfillment. With each step she took towards fulfilling her purpose, Sarah felt a sense of alignment and harmony wash over her, as if she were finally stepping into the fullest expression of herself. And though the road ahead would undoubtedly be filled with challenges and obstacles, she walked it with a sense of purpose and determination, knowing that with each step forward, she was one step closer to making her dreams a reality. The ripple effect, as Sarah embraced her purpose and made a conscious effort to live her life in alignment with her deepest values, she soon discovered the powerful ripple effect that her actions had on the world around her. Each act of kindness, each word of encouragement, sent out ripples of positivity that touched the lives of those around her, creating a chain reaction of love and compassion that spread far and wide. From the smile she shared with a stranger on the street, to the ripple effect of her community service efforts, Sarah witnessed firsthand how even the smallest actions could have a profound impact on the world around her. And as she watched the ripple effect of her actions unfold, Sarah felt a sense of awe and wonder at the interconnectedness of all things, the way that one small act of kindness could set off a chain reaction of positivity that reverberated throughout the world. Through her experiences, Sarah came to understand that each of us has the power to make a difference, no matter how small our actions may seem, by living with intention and purpose. By choosing love over fear, we can each contribute to the collective ripple effect of positivity that has the power to transform the world. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose and a deep appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things, Sarah continued to live her life with intention, knowing that each action she took had the power to create positive change in the world around her. And as she did so, she became a beacon of light and inspiration for others, igniting a ripple effect of love and compassion that stretched far beyond the boundaries of her own life. Embracing imperfection, in her journey of self-discovery, Sarah learned to embrace the beauty of imperfection, recognizing that it was through her flaws and vulnerabilities that she found her greatest strength and resilience. No longer burdened by the need to be perfect, Sarah allowed herself to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, and to learn and grow from each experience. She came to understand that perfection was an illusion, a mirage that led only to frustration and disappointment. Instead, Sarah chose to celebrate her imperfections as a testament to her humanity, to the messy, beautiful, imperfect nature of being human. In her flaws, she found her authenticity, her uniqueness, her true essence. And as she embraced her imperfections, Sarah found a newfound sense of freedom and liberation, no longer constrained by the need to live up to impossible standards. She lived her life with authenticity and integrity, knowing that she was enough just as she was. With each passing day, Sarah grew more comfortable in her own skin, more confident in her abilities, more at peace with herself and the world around her. And as she let go of the need for perfection, she found that she was able to fully embrace the beauty and richness of life in all its messy, imperfect glory. Through her journey, Sarah came to understand that true beauty lies not in perfection, but in authenticity. And as she embraced her imperfections, she found that she was able to connect more deeply with others, to live more fully, and to love more freely than ever before. The gift of forgiveness. One of the most profound lessons Sarah learned on her journey was the power of forgiveness, a gift she gave not only to others, but also to herself. Through the practice of forgiveness, Sarah liberated herself from the chains of resentment and anger that had weighed heavily on her heart for far too long. She came to understand that holding onto grudges only served to poison her own spirit, while forgiveness offered her the opportunity to heal and move forward with grace and compassion. In forgiving others, Sarah found a sense of peace and closure that allowed her to release the burdens of the past and embrace the present moment with an open heart. She discovered that forgiveness was not about condoning or excusing the actions of others, but about freeing herself from the pain and suffering that had held her captive for so long. But perhaps the most transformative aspect of forgiveness was the gift Sarah gave herself, the gift of self-compassion and self-love. Through forgiving herself for past mistakes and shortcomings, Sarah learned to embrace her humanity with kindness and understanding, knowing that she was deserving of love and acceptance just as she was. With each act of forgiveness, Sarah felt her heart expand with love and compassion, and she experienced a newfound sense of freedom and lightness that allowed her to fully embrace the beauty and richness of life. Through the practice of forgiveness, Sarah discovered that true healing comes from within, that by letting go of the past and embracing the present moment with an open heart, she could create a future filled with love, joy, and endless possibility. And as she extended the gift of forgiveness to others and herself, she found that she was able to live her life with greater authenticity, integrity, and grace. The journey continues. With each passing day, Sarah's journey of self-discovery continued to unfold, revealing new depths of wisdom, insight, and growth. As she walked the path of her life, Sarah found herself guided by a deep sense of purpose and intention, knowing that each step she took brought her closer to realizing her fullest potential and living her most authentic life. And though the road ahead was uncertain, Sarah faced it with courage and resilience, knowing that she had the strength and determination to overcome whatever challenges may come her way. Along the way, Sarah continued to draw inspiration from the natural world around her, the beauty of the sunrise, the majesty of the mountains, the serenity of the ocean. In the quiet moments of reflection, she found solace and peace, reconnecting with her innermost self and the divine essence that flowed through all things. And as she journeyed onwards, Sarah carried with her the lessons and memories of her past, knowing that they were not just a part of her story, but a source of strength and wisdom that would guide her through the trials and triumphs yet to come. With each passing day, Sarah felt her heart expand with love and gratitude for the beauty and richness of life, knowing that every moment was a precious gift to be cherished and savored. And as she looked to the horizon with hope and anticipation, Sarah knew that her journey was far from over, that with each new dawn, she would continue to embark on the adventure of a lifetime, discovering new truths, embracing new experiences, and evolving into the highest expression of herself. For Sarah understood that the journey of self-discovery was not just a destination to be reached, but a lifelong quest, a sacred pilgrimage of the soul that would lead her ever closer to the truth of who she was and the purpose for which she was meant to live. The legacy of love. As Sarah's journey unfolded, she came to realize that the true measure of a life well lived was not in the accomplishments or accolades one attained, but in the love and kindness one shared with others. With each passing day, Sarah made a conscious effort to cultivate love and compassion in all her interactions, knowing that even the smallest act of kindness had the power to brighten someone's day and make the world a better place. Through her words and actions, Sarah sought to leave a legacy of love, a ripple effect of positivity that would continue to spread long after she was gone, whether it was through a heartfelt smile, a listening ear, or a helping hand. She sought to touch the lives of those around her with the same love and generosity that had been bestowed upon her, and as she watched the impact of her love ripple outwards, Sarah felt a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose, knowing that she was making a difference in the world in her own small way. But perhaps the greatest legacy of all was the love she shared with those closest to her, her family, her friends, her community. In their laughter and their tears, their joys and their sorrows, Sarah found a sense of belonging and connection that filled her heart with gratitude and joy. As Sarah looked back on her journey, she knew that the legacy of love she had built would endure long after she was gone, a testament to the power of love to heal, to inspire, and to transform lives. And as she looked to the future with hope and anticipation, Sarah vowed to continue spreading love and kindness wherever she went, knowing that it was through love that she had truly lived a life of purpose and meaning. The journey's end. In the twilight of her life, Sarah found herself reflecting on the journey that had brought her to this moment. With a heart overflowing with gratitude and a soul at peace, she marveled at the beauty and richness of the life she had lived, the challenges overcome, the lessons learned, the love shared. As she looked back on her journey of self-discovery, Sarah realized that it was not just a journey of exploration, but a journey of transformation, a sacred pilgrimage of the soul that had led her to the deepest truths of her being. And though her journey had been marked by twists and turns, triumphs and tribulations, Sarah knew that every step of the way had been guided by a higher purpose, a divine plan that had unfolded with perfect timing and precision. As she gazed out at the world with eyes filled with wonder and awe, Sarah felt a profound sense of gratitude for the beauty and majesty of life itself, for the gift of existence, for the miracle of love, for the endless possibilities that lay ahead. And as the sun set on her final day, Sarah felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that she had lived her life to the fullest, that she had embraced her purpose with courage and conviction, and that she had left behind a legacy of love that would endure for eternity. With a smile on her lips and a heart full of love, Sarah closed her eyes one final time, knowing that her journey was complete, and that she was ready to embark on the greatest adventure of all, the journey home. The legacy endures. As Sarah's journey drew to a close, her spirit lived on in the hearts of those she had touched along the way. Her legacy of love continued to ripple outwards, inspiring others to live with compassion, kindness, and authenticity. Though she was no longer physically present, Sarah's presence could be felt in the gentle breeze that rustled through the trees, in the laughter of children playing in the park, in the quiet moments of reflection and contemplation. Her memory lived on in the stories shared by friends and family, in the memories cherished by loved ones, in the lives touched by her generosity and grace. And as the years passed, Sarah's legacy continued to grow, touching the lives of countless individuals and spreading love and light to all corners of the world. For Sarah had discovered that the true measure of a life well lived was not in the accumulation of wealth or power, but in the love and kindness shared with others, and in that sense, her legacy would endure for generations to come. a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who followed in her footsteps. As the sun set on her journey, Sarah's spirit soared free, carried on the wings of love to the furthest reaches of the universe. And though she was no longer bound by the constraints of time and space, her legacy would continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all who sought to live with purpose, passion, and love. Thanks for watching.